Can everybody hear me all right without a microphone?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I don't use microphones. This is a sad day. It's a very important day. Young Yang is the Korean-American mental health patient who was executed on May 2nd by an out-of-control swarm of LAPD officers. His mother had cried out for mental health assistance, and 2 hours later her son had been shot and killed by the LAPD. The mother is Ming Suk Yang, the father is Min Yang, the twin brother is Yin Yang on my left. Yong Yang had a long history of mental health issues. He was never violent. His mother called the Department of Mental Health 2 days in a row seeking help. A departmental representative came to the Yang home in Koreatown and spent less than 2 minutes with the son. The department did not do a mental health evaluation, and they offered no treatment. Instead, they called the LAPD, apparently for backup. 9 LAPD officers arrived on the scene. You can take a look at that photograph, and if that's not scary enough, that's 9 LAPD officers coming to the small apartment in Koreatown. They spoke to Mr. Yang for 20 minutes. They learned that Yang had been had been diagnosed as bipolar with a schizoaffective disorder. They learned of his many, many nights in mental health treatment. They learned of his years of struggle as a mental health patient. Equipped with a full knowledge of the son's mental health history, LAPD sent 9 officers into the home in a military-style maneuver to execute the 40-year-old mental patient. It actually gets worse. Following the cold-blooded killing, the officers did not notify the mother that they had shot her son. The mother was outside 100 feet away. They kept her away from the apartment. They didn't notify her that they had shot her son. They didn't say, you can come in and hold your son as he's dying. Rather, they let him die. There's no medical attention sought, no effort to help him. And about a half hour or 45 minutes later, the police finally told mom and dad that the son was dead. And then there's something that we in the legal trade call obstruction of justice. Because these officers, even if the initial entry and the bumbling around is bumbling, what they did afterwards makes everything unconscionable. And what they did afterwards was they didn't notify mom and dad they had shot the boy. They didn't notify anybody. They didn't say, Mom, you can hold the boy as he's dying. Rather, they cleaned up the apartment. They kept the parents out. They kept the parents away from the dead son, and they cleaned up the apartment. They spent hour after hour sanitizing a crime scene. Any rookie officer knows that this is obstruction of justice, and you can't do it. You can't do it with a regular shooting, and you can't do it with a police shooting. They destroyed all the physical evidence at the crime scene. They destroyed every blood stain, every hair follicle, every shred of physical evidence which might tell us what those officers did inside the apartment to kill the boy. The police later issued a statement acknowledging the killing, but saying that the young man had a kitchen knife in his hand. The statement did not explain why 9 officers could not otherwise restrain the man, or at an extreme, why a taser was not used, or some form of dummy bullets, or any of the countless ways that are used to subdue mental health patients without the use of lethal force. The police statement did not acknowledge the cover-up and the destruction of all available evidence. And we don't know what is going on with the body cameras. We haven't seen any yet. We have reason to believe that the body cameras were not in use during the cleansing of the crime scene. I go back a ways as a lawyer. I go back to 1985 easily, when LAPD would use battering rams on people's houses. And you know, we thought that the days of use of overwhelming brutal force were over. But they're not. They're not. We've got 9 officers coming in to execute a mental patient. What the family is asking for is a full investigation by the Office of the District Attorney and by the Office of the United States Attorney. Our present District Attorney prides himself on his transparency and responsiveness to the community with respect to crimes by public officials and police officers. We invite Mr. Gascon to prosecute these officers. So far as we know, nothing has been done thus far. No investigation has been started. Nothing has been done, but we invite Mr. Gascon to prosecute them. We invite the Department of Justice to prosecute them, but something has to be done. The family is requesting all body camera evidence, all telephone records, all text messages, all emails, and all other evidence which would help explain the wanton and merciless killing of their mentally ill child. I'm going to ask my colleague, Mr. Kearns, to say a few things. I think he might want to walk you through some of the photographs that we have on display here.